And so certainly catching Brunet, but possibly Berger. Just looking at Vitkova's shooting, Patrick, in Pokljuka, she hit 10 out of 10 in the sprint, came 8th, and she moved up to 5th with hitting 20 out of 20. Today she's moved from 16th to 2nd. But it missed one target.
That's a very good game. Brunet started 12th and has moved to 4th. Again, it's that age-old problem of not quite having enough ski speed to challenge for the leaders. Vitkova hanging in there. She's not going to let Semerenko get away with 2nd place without a fight. And now Tora Berger turns up the charge. 500 metres to go, and she's left Brunet for dead in the last 100 metres. Great turn of acceleration, and she'll keep that work rate going all the way to the end. And Domracheva's going to have to fight, but she's closing on the Norwegian. Domracheva desperately needs a top 5, and if she wants to beat Tora Berger at the end of the season, Darya Domracheva, who's down in 5th in the World Cup standings at the moment, must start beating the Norwegian in the individual races.
Look at this. Vitkova, of course, went out of the range ahead of Semerenko, and I think she's lining up for a real big final turbocharge. They both shot the same.
Olga ZAITSEVA was far from 100% on the range. She missed 3, but she's done enough. The 34-year-old Muscovite looking very solid today. Victory number 1 for the 2013 season, and it's the first victory for the Russian women in an individual race as well. So good work from them, and they'll be delighted with that. Olga ZAITSEVA, 32.01. Vitkova comes back to overtake Semerenko to take 2nd place, and a PB for her. There'll be some celebrations in the Czech camp tonight as a result of that. And with Ukraine on the podium again, that makes a very, very good week. They won the relay, and they've got Semerenko in 3rd place. That will push her up the order. Tora Berger's charge was enough to hold off Domracheva, not enough to get herself on the podium. But another good handful of World Cup points, Mike, and another solid result. The worst she's had this year. She's had one really bad race, which was 27th in Pokljuka. Otherwise, always around the top 4.
Well, Tora Berger missing 7 targets. So lucky that she had such a good day yesterday.
Miriam GÖSSNER tucked in this group. MÄKÄRÄINEN's not going to be easy to overtake. So 20th to 8th. A good comeback, but MÄKÄRÄINEN's chance of a win vanished on shoot number 3 when she missed 2. And you see Miriam GÖSSNER there, 1st to 10th. But bear in mind, she has done 1,500 extra metres on Brunet of France, who shot the perfect 20. It's nothing to do with the skis. Brunet again, shooting well. Those two, if you could put Brunet on the range and GÖSSNER on the tracks, that would be an unbeatable duo.
Well, Brunet's the only one, once again, she's done it so many times, to hit the 20 out of 20. That's a great performance from ZHANG. In fact, the only other person to hit 20, from 48th to 16th.
Yeah, that's good gains. That must be close to the best ever. She's, what's that, 32 places she's gained? Fantastic effort. I must have enjoyed that one, gaining places every single lap. Anaïs Bescon coming across the line. This is Nadine Horschler. It's not been a good day for her. She started in the top 10, drops all the way down to 21st, having missed only 3 targets, so it was going well early on for Horschler, but missed 3 in the stand. Sullemdahl, 23rd, doesn't compare to the win that she got earlier in the season in a pursuit race. Lazarina, Gregorin, and Horn of Norway started 17, lost 9 places, down to 26th today. Team of the day, Mike?
Well, there's so many mixed flags in the top 10. It really is shared. Of course, Russia, Czech Republic, Ukraine, then Norway, then Belarus, then France. It's the biggest mix we've really seen in the top 5.
Well, that was one of the most exciting races we've seen. Just talk us through those first two prone shoots. GÖSSNER, of course, leading into the range first time round, and then Tora Berger leading in second time round.
I think for GÖSSNER the first time, it's incredible. She did push the pace in. We mentioned that as she was attacking into the range, but surely that cannot account for missing 5. It's unusual for a world-class athlete to miss every target in the prone, and by such a margin. It has to have been the shooting mat and alignments combined, and then Tora Berger missing 4 the next time in.
Okay, should the Norwegians have been aware of what GÖSSNER was doing? They will have been citing their own athletes, quite difficult in a mass start. Would it have been advisable to watch GÖSSNER once they saw GÖSSNER was missing, just to see what was happening in lane 1?
I don't think you would have passed the information on to Tora Berger, because Tora Berger's first shoot was so good, so easy. But
the second shoot, her rounds went into almost exactly the same holes as GÖSSNER's.
Yeah, and often when you've got 6 athletes zeroing on just one lane, there are elbow plants. You want to get a good firm elbow plant, but it certainly was digging into the snow.
ZAITSEVA delighted. 34 years old. It's good news for all the athletes on the wrong side of 30, that you can still win at 34, and you can win convincingly. It certainly wasn't won on shooting alone. It was a very good, solid all-round performance. 17 hits out of 20, good skiing, well-paced attack, and of course earning herself 17-18 second lead into that last leg.
Well, Rungaldia, there's a photo finish there for, what was it, 33rd position. Very good shooting from the young Italian. She only missed 2, and moving from 59th to 43rd.
Out of the World Cup points, though, which is always disappointing. Number 27's had a bad day. That's Ludmila Kalinchik. We'll try and let you know how she got on. The worst shooting, it's not so kind to point it out, but it's interesting in that it was yesterday's winner, Miriam GÖSSNER. 10 hits. In fact, just to let her off the hook, Romana Schrempf is coming in to finish, having missed 11 out of 20. But Miriam GÖSSNER missing 50% of the targets today. Well, it's been a good week of races. Do you think we're going to top it all with another cracking men's pursuit?
Oh, absolutely. And of course, moving down to Ruhpolding next week, they've got some problems with snow as well.
Malishko, Goranichev, Svensson will be the first away in the men's pursuit later on this afternoon. And the top 10 only separated by just over 30 seconds, so it is a tight bunch at the front. And number 10, and certainly capable of winning today, is many people's old favourite, Ole Einar Bjorndalen.
He has a real chance, a little bit off the pace yesterday, maybe 30 seconds over 10 kilometres. It's over 12.5 today, so... But if he's in the race, he's going to hang on. And I think he does have a real chance for a podium once again, Bjorndalen. Here's Romana.
11 misses, so she skied 1,650 extra metres on what she would have done had she shot clear. So no wonder she looks a little bit despondent. 56th position for her, and 7 minutes off the pace of the leaders.
I'm certainly watching Romana Schrempf shooting. You know, she's from Ramsau. When we were down there with the Cairngorm Biathlon Nordic Ski Club, she shoots really well in training, in her upper limit shooting as well. She was always shooting 85-90%.
Not the German victory that the fans wanted, but the very fact that they had 2 in the top positions at the start certainly created a fantastic atmosphere in Oberhof. ZAITSEVA, VITKOVA, SEMERENKO, BERGER, DOMRACHEVA, BRUNET, the top 6 positions here today. All the big names are up there. No major surprises, but credit to DOMRACHEVA. She went from 10th to 5th, BRUNET from 12th to 6th, and MÄKÄRÄINEN went from 20th to 8th. Looking the other way round, of course, Berger dropped from 2nd to 4th, and Miriam GÖSSNER dropped from 1st all the way down to 10th. So difficult to predict. Well, we've got one more race in store, the men's pursuit, and that's coming up a little bit later on. I hope you can tune in for that, but for now, from Oberhof and myself and Mike, it's goodbye. The last couple of seconds just to look at the top athletes today. Is ZAITSEVA going to take off now, Mike? Do you think we'll see more from her?
There certainly has to be a confidence release now heading down to Ruhpolding. She loves Antholz as well. She's performed very well in Antholz, so I think this is the beginning of some real success from the Russians.
Well, we've just got time to show you the timings for later on. The men's pursuit starts at 15:30. You'll all know that that is European time, so 2:30 if you're watching across the British Isles. ZAITSEVA doesn't look as though she was enjoying it too much, but the last lap must have been a pleasure. Don't forget, there's alpine skiing coming up. Nick Fellows is lined up to cover the action from Zagreb. A very steep piece there that gave many problems in the first round. Let's wait and see what happens on the second leg of that race. Don't forget, we will be back 2:30 UK time for the men's pursuit. That's the last race here in Oberhof, and then the tour goes to Ruhpolding. There are the standings in the women's after today. Berger is still way out in front with another good result today. She lost a little ground to some of her main rivals, but she's safely in yellow for the next round of racing.